Hey y'all, welcome to another episode of High Vibes Podcast. This is episode 8 and we're going to go in on creativity. Um, so every episode you're going to hear me define what the subject of the episode is. With Webster or Google or whatever dictionary that I'm using. And define it and then define it in my own words and also let y'all know about specific things that happen in my experience that I give to help with tools, tips, and tricks on how to actually cultivate what it is that you need, like with whatever subject. Um, so it says creativity is the use of the imagination or original ideas, especially in the production of an artistic work. So that's basically how how my definition basically sounds, basically like using your imagination. Um so on my healing journey, I've saw myself bloom and be creative in so many ways. I've always been creative as a child. I always like to draw or paint or color, and everybody's always like complimented me on that, like people in my family. Like my mom made me draw her tattoos. Not all of her tattoos, but some tattoos she made me draw. Which is funny because one of the tattoos that she made me draw, I got it on my arm. She lost the paper, but I guess the image probably stuck with me. And I think she was gonna get it, but I ended up getting it. And so it's just proof that when we're younger and when we're kids, like, we got so much creativity, and then we kind of lose it as we grow up because of like the system and how everything is, and how you um get caught up in so much distractions that you kind of lose what you were born with for a while, like temporarily. But basically, it was when I had no job. I got fired from my job in 2020. I was working at Giant and Bethesda. That's a long story. That's a long story. I'll save that for another day. But anyway, I sat without a job for a long time. For a long time. I did DoorDash, but it wasn't until like I got my car repoed on Christmas Eve that I realized that God was like, yeah, if you don't sit your rip and run, work 75 jobs, trying to be there for everyone and everybody, and not yourself down. I literally understood. I didn't understand in that moment, like when I got my car repoed, because I was pissed. But I definitely understand. I understand everything as a whole picture now that I'm looking at it. Um because I did a lot of helping for everybody, and then on top of that, I've also created some things as well that actually added to the chaos. And so like, I knew my karmic lessons was kicking in back to back to back. Luckily, it set me down for a long time. And with me sitting down for a long time, I had a lot of time to focus on me and my son and how I really wanted my life to look. So when I sat down for a while, I started to have some ideas, and the ideas started flowing in. The downloads started flowing in. Everything like was like, dang, I was like, I only get like all of this stuff, like, but I didn't, like I said, I didn't understand it back then, but now I do as a whole picture. Um, so when I had sat down for a while, before I had to sit down, I had already had started uh around that time, not around that time, but a little bit before. I was abstaining from sexual intercourse. I was on my second year. Um, Also, I was on my second year of my lock journey. So I created a clothing line called Higher Vibrations by Moon, and I was like, this is it. This is what I'm supposed to be doing. This is my life's purpose. But little did I know, as I sat longer with myself, more business ideas started to come up. Now, um, when I started my clothing line, um, I kind of thought that, that was my purpose, but my life's purpose was really to live the higher vibrational life, and then have the idea with, because my line was always representing from within. So you can't put out you know stuff like that, and don't be the representation from within. You can't do it, because it's not going to match what it is. It's not going to match what it is. So I had a long journey, healing, fixing myself up to become this higher vibrational being, you know and so now that is, in alignment, it's gonna be coming back soon. It's gonna be coming back soon. My clothing line. So I also had more businesses than that. I had a cupcake business. I had a chef business. I had a business where I created cups for kids. I don't know. It was so many businesses ideas that I had created out of my imagination. Also, when I homeschooled my son, I started to give him tools, like meditation, affirmation, breathing techniques. And with him sitting still and, cultivating his gift, he created a juice business, organic lemonade. So we still have that business to this day. And I also do the raw juice part as well. Um, I didn't quite know, like, um, why I had so much creativity coming in back then. But I soon started to see that it was the space and time that allowed me to make room for my creativity to bloom. Um, so if you're trying to improve your creativity, I do suggest that, you take some time to yourself as much as you need. Um, I also suggest, like, you go inward, with yourself, and just ask a lot of questions. Ask whatever questions you want to ask. Cause let me tell you something. I done asked myself so many questions, and I was just like, but why is that? Like what is that? Like it just unlocks doors. It creates keys, and it unlocks doors, and it don't do anything but bring more abundance, and bring more visuals, and bring more prosperity in. And the more I did this, the more I unlocked a lot of creativity, a lot of things. Um but also, like, sit quietly with yourself, go in nature. I'm telling you, going in nature is a powerful thing. Like, people underestimate that is one of the ways that you can create something out of nothing, like going and create, because we are one with nature. So you go in nature, look, stuff is gonna get amplified for real. But also seeing God in everything, because I tend to look at stuff, like, even when I'm, like, in traffic, like, I just take the time to be grateful and sit there, and this is what I do, y'all. This is what I do. So I'm at a standstill, or whether I'm, like, still driving a little bit because of the traffic. So I look at the trees, and I see the trees, and this tree is just, it's like when you look up at the trees in the skies, you're no longer paying attention to what's really in front of you. And so you kind of get like lost in a moment of awe, and you feel like everything is going to be okay. You feel like your faith is growing. You feel like your abundance is growing. You feel like you feel God. And I just be like, I'm in the middle of the forest, y'all. Like I be looking up, and I try to like do that because it it's a thing where traffic really takes a lot out of your energy. And so I try to be mindful of when I know the traffic is trying to take a lot of energy out of me, to be pissed off of how much traffic we're in, or if I'm late, I really got to look up at them trees and the clouds. I really do. Because it helps me get out of that mindset of, oh, I'm in a rush. And I have to think about that this is this this was the moment that was created so that you can see. That's also expanding your creativity as well, because through the midst of all this stuff going on in traffic, you like, I can find something to be grateful for. I can find a moment where I can breathe, where I feel like I'm alive. So that's another way, just cultivating that part right there. And also being your authentic self, you know heal you. you know it will open up multiple doors of creativity. And I'm telling you, you won't regret it. You won't regret it at all. But we coming to a close on episode 8. I love y'all. Make sure y'all always, being on y'all mission. Peace, love, light, and healing, family. And also, you can find me, if you want to find me on TikTok. My name is Moona's World. It's under Higher Vibes, but it's Moona's World, MOONASWORLD_. And then on Instagram, I'm Higher Vibe Bay. So it's HIGHERVIBEBAE. I love y'all. Thank you for listening, family. And y'all have a good day. Tune in to the next episode.